Did you see the debate about the Norwegian oil fund when we hired a new CEO?
No, I didn't. Tell me.
Let me explain you. So basically, we appointed this great guy, Nicolai Tangen, who ran Ako Capital, or AKO, or how he says it, and he's a brilliant hedge fund guy. But in
Mm,
Norway, we like to think the oil fund as a passive index machine.
mhm,
So, but that wasn't intended from the people running the fund. They wanted it to capture some asymmetry if it existed, but it will
mm,
be linked closely to index. So
right.
then it's got this big debate because you bring in this hedge fund guy who clearly has some position of interest, now some conflict, possibly, because his other fund could maybe invest in some same stocks like the oil fund does, right? So
Mm,
suddenly there's a narrative that he can take like advantage of the system, but in reality, he's losing a lot of money to go back to Oslo to run this fund, and he
right.
almost get pushed out of the job because
Mm,
the narrative from the politicians is that you don't need a brilliant hedge fund brain because you can just stay in index and you're
mm.
good. From your side, I feel like there's a very stupid debate to have, but I guess that's what ends up if politicians get involved. So, how would you look at that situation that we hire a brilliant guy, take him home from London, and Norway almost pushes him out because there could be a conflict of interest since he had a hedge fund before?
Well, I think that's a typical of two mindsets colliding. You have the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. So in the fixed mindset, people are envious. They think that value is a fixed thing. Um, they have a problem if somebody is successful. And in the growth mindset, people think that talent and work and risk taking can make a difference. And another way to put it is that some people think of value as a cake that needs to be shared, and some think of it as a bakery that needs to be stimulated. So there are many examples where people cannot handle brilliant talent because they have a fixed mindset, and it's really sad to see. Fortunately, there are always places where brilliant minds can go, so they have no shortage of employment or work opportunities. But it's a pity when they are not deployed where their their talent could have the biggest effects. If I take another fund, it's not as big, but it's big, where they have much growth mindset. That is the Yale Endowment, which is the endowment run by the Yale University, which is more than $30 billion now, I think, and that has for many years been run by David Frantzen, who he almost single-handedly invented what is called the endowment model, which is a concept of how to run big funds. And he has almost zero cash. Uh, so he is in equities, real estate, a little bit in commodities and forest and so on. But around half the fund or more is in alternative investments, which are private equity, including venture capital, so venture capital and buyout funds and so on, and hedge funds. So in these funds, the managers charge between 1% and 2% administration fee a year, but they also charge 10 to 20% of the profit for themselves as success fee. And some people, they don't want to invest in these funds because the managers make so much money, even though these funds on average beat the index. At least private equity does, they beat the index by 4.5%. So they prefer to earn less, as long as it means that nobody gets rich from going their way. And that's, I mean, it's sad to see that some people go that way. But as I said, in the Yale endowment, they have a growth mindset and they have fantastic results.